Imagine boarding a plane on Thanksgiving Eve, 1971. A man in a business suit sits quietly in the back, drinks bourbon, smokes cigarettes, completely unremarkable. Then he hands a note to a flight attendant. He has a bomb. He wants $200,000 and 4 parachutes. The plane lands. He gets everything. Takes off again. Then, somewhere over the Pacific Northwest, he jumps out the back of the plane with the money and vanishes into the night. He was never caught. This is D.B. Cooper. This is Cold Trail. November 24th, 1971, Portland International Airport. A man approached the Northwest Orient Airlines ticket counter. He bought a one-way ticket to Seattle under the name Dan Cooper. Cash payment. 37 minutes of flight time. The man was in his mid-40s, dark suit, black tie, white shirt. He carried a briefcase. He wore sunglasses, completely ordinary. The ticket agent remembered nothing unusual about him. He boarded flight 305, sat in seat 18C in the back, ordered bourbon and soda, lit a cigarette. Just another businessman traveling on Thanksgiving Eve. Nobody suspected anything. Shortly after takeoff, the man handed a note to flight attendant Florence Schaffner. She assumed it was a phone number, a passenger flirting. She put it in her pocket without reading it. The man leaned forward and said quietly, "Miss, you better look at that note. I have a bomb." Florence opened the note. Her face went pale. The note said he had a bomb in his briefcase. He wanted $200,000 in $20 bills and 4 parachutes delivered when they landed in Seattle. If his demands weren't met, he would detonate the bomb. Florence showed the note to the pilot. The man showed Florence his briefcase. Inside were red cylinders, wires, and a battery. It looked like a bomb. Florence radioed the cockpit. The pilot, Captain William Scott, contacted Seattle Air Traffic Control. The hijackers' demands were relayed to Northwest Orient Airlines and the FBI. $200,000, 4 parachutes, 2 primary, 2 reserve, fuel the plane for a long flight. The man was calm. Polite. He ordered another bourbon, smoked cigarettes, made small talk with Florence. He wasn't panicking, he wasn't ranting, he was in complete control. This was planned, calculated, professional. Flight 305 circled Seattle for hours while authorities scrambled. The FBI gathered $200,000 in $20 bills. Banks provided parachutes. At 5:39 p.m., the plane landed at Seattle-Tacoma Airport. It taxied to a remote area. The hijackers' instructions were precise. 36 passengers were released in exchange for the money and parachutes. The flight crew remained. The plane was refueled. The hijacker examined the parachutes, checked the money. Everything was as demanded. He was ready for the next phase, and the FBI had no idea what he was planning. The hijacker gave new instructions. Fly to Mexico City. Keep the cabin unpressurized. Fly at 10,000 feet altitude. Flaps down 15 degrees. Landing gear down. Airspeed no more than 170 knots. The pilot explained these specifications would burn fuel quickly. They'd need to refuel in Reno. The hijacker agreed. He told the crew to stay in the cockpit. Lock the door. Don't come out. The plane took off again at 7:40 p.m., heading south toward Reno. But the hijacker had no intention of landing in Reno. He had other plans that would make him a legend. Around 8 p.m., the crew noticed a change in cabin pressure. A warning light indicated the rear air stair door had been opened. This was a stairway that lowered from the back of the plane, used for ground boarding. The hijacker had opened it mid-flight. Rain and wind howled into the cabin. The man strapped on a parachute, tied the money bag to his body, stood at the open door. Below him, darkness, rain, forest, mountains, a jump into the unknown, and then, somewhere over the wilderness of Washington State, D.B. Cooper jumped. He disappeared into the stormy night and was never seen again. When the plane landed in Reno at 10:15 p.m., FBI agents boarded immediately. The cabin was empty, the hijacker was gone. Left behind, 2 parachutes he didn't use, his clip-on tie, 8 cigarette butts, no fingerprints. The rear air stair was open, hanging down. Rain had blown throughout the back of the cabin. Investigators pieced together what happened. He jumped somewhere between Seattle and Reno, probably over southwestern Washington. But the jump zone covered hundreds of square miles of dense forest and rugged terrain. The FBI launched the largest manhunt in history. Operation Norjack, Northwest hijacking. They searched for months, found nothing. The FBI investigation was massive. They interviewed hundreds of suspects, analyzed the ransom money serial numbers, tracked suspects across the country. The parachutes were traced. One was a training chute. It wouldn't open. Did Cooper know? Or did he jump with a useless parachute? The drop zone was brutal. Freezing rain, pitch black, dense forest, mountains. Even experienced skydivers said the jump was near suicidal. The FBI believed Cooper probably died in the jump, his body lost in the wilderness, but they never found remains, never found the money, never found proof he died. Cooper had vanished completely. The hijacker called himself Dan Cooper, but a media mistake led to him being called DB Cooper, and the name stuck. Who was he really? Nobody knows. The FBI investigated over 1,000 suspects. Some investigators believed he was a military veteran with parachute training. His knowledge of the Boeing 727 suggested aviation experience. He knew the plane had rear stairs, knew the flight specifications, but his parachute technique seemed amateur. He jumped in street clothes, in a storm, at night. Professionals say this was reckless, suicidal. So was Cooper a skilled criminal or a lucky amateur? The debate continues. Hundreds of suspects emerged over the years. Richard Floyd McCoy hijacked a plane. Using Cooper's methods, 5 months later, he was caught. Some believed he was Cooper, but the FBI ruled him out. Kenneth Christensen, a Northwest Orient employee and former paratrooper, matched the description. His family believed he was Cooper. The FBI disagreed. Robert Rackstraw, a veteran with parachute skills, was investigated for years. He died in 2019 without confessing. Dozens of others claimed to be Cooper or were accused. Every lead went nowhere. Every suspect had alibis or didn't match evidence. Cooper remained a ghost. February 1980, 9 years after the hijacking, a young boy named Brian Ingram was digging on a beach along the Columbia River near Vancouver, Washington. He found 3 packets of $20 bills. Badly decomposed, rubber bands rotted. The serial numbers matched Cooper's ransom money, $5,800. The FBI investigated. How did the money get there? Did Cooper land in the river and drown? Did he bury the money? Or did it wash downstream from somewhere else? The discovery proved the money made it to the ground, but it raised more questions than answers. Where was the rest? Where was Cooper? Did DB Cooper survive? The FBI officially believes he died in the jump. The conditions were terrible: freezing rain, darkness. He jumped over rough terrain, wearing street clothes and loafers. He had no helmet, no jumpsuit. He took the reserve parachute that wouldn't open. If he deployed that one, he fell to his death. Even if the main chute opened, landing in dense forest at night could be fatal. But some believe he survived. He knew what he was doing, planned everything perfectly. Maybe he had help on the ground. Maybe he walked out of those woods with $200,000 and disappeared into a new life. We may never know. DB Cooper became an American legend, the only unsolved airplane hijacking in U.S. history, the only hijacker to escape with ransom money and never be caught. He didn't hurt anyone, was polite to the crew, tipped the flight attendant. Americans found him fascinating, almost heroic. A Robin Hood figure outsmarting the system. The books were written, movies made, songs composed. Bars and festivals celebrate him in the Pacific Northwest. He represents the perfect crime, the ultimate mystery, but behind the legend was a real crime. A terrorized flight crew, passengers held hostage, a stolen $200,000, romance obscures reality. In 2016, the FBI officially closed the DB Cooper case. After 45 years, thousands of leads, and countless suspects, they admitted defeat. The case remains unsolved, Cooper's identity unknown, his fate a mystery. Did he die in the wilderness, or did he walk away and live the rest of his life in anonymity? The truth went with him into the stormy night of November 24th, 1971. DB Cooper pulled off the perfect crime, and the secret died with him, wherever he is. This is Cold Trail. Subscribe and join us. Thanks for watching.